Hey Aries, I need to share something really important with you today because the energy coming through in this reading is absolutely beautiful. I just sat down with my cards and honestly the universe is literally spelling out your blessings right now. So grab your coffee or whatever you're drinking and let me walk you through what's unfolding for you. I shuffled the deck, thinking about Aries energy and what's coming for you in terms of abundance and manifestation. The cards practically jumped out and I'm getting this overwhelming sense that everything you've been working toward, everything you've been dreaming about, it's all aligning now. Like seriously aligning. So, let me start pulling these cards because I want to show you exactly what the universe is saying about your path forward. The first card that came through for you is the Nine of Cups, and Aries, this is massive. This is literally called the Wish card in tarot. When I see this card, I know we're talking about emotional fulfillment and getting exactly what you've been asking for. The Nine of Cups is that moment when you sit back and look at your life and realize, wow, I actually have what I wanted. This isn't about surface level stuff either. We're talking about deep contentment and satisfaction. What I'm seeing here for you specifically, Aries, is that you've been visualizing something. Maybe you've had this vision board, or you've been journaling, or maybe you just have this clear picture in your mind of what you want your life to look like. The Nine of Cups is telling me that vision is manifesting. But here's what makes this so powerful for you right now. This card is showing up in the position of foundation, which means this isn't just a fleeting moment of happiness. This is sustainable joy that's being built into your life structure. I'm also picking up that for many of you watching this, you might have gone through a period where you felt like you were asking and nothing was happening. Maybe you even started to doubt whether your desires were realistic or if you deserved them. The Nine of Cups is the universe's way of saying, I heard every single request and I was working on it the whole time. You just couldn't see the pieces moving behind the scenes. The energy around this card feels very celebratory but also very personal. This is about your happiness, your fulfillment. Not what other people think should make you happy, but what genuinely lights you up inside. And Aries, I'm seeing that you're about to experience this on multiple levels. Career satisfaction, emotional contentment, maybe even physical manifestations of abundance. The Cups suit is all about emotions and inner fulfillment, so this is coming from a place of true alignment with who you are. One thing I want to point out about the Nine of Cups specifically for Aries is that this card often appears when you've learned to balance your fiery, ambitious nature with patience. You're a sign that wants things now, and that's not a bad thing at all. But what I'm seeing is that you've grown in your ability to trust timing. And that growth, that maturity, that's exactly what's allowing these blessings to flow in now. The universe rewards that kind of development. I'm also getting that some of you might receive news or confirmation about something you've been hoping for. Could be a job offer, could be a relationship development, could be financial news. Whatever it is, it's going to feel like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. And the beautiful thing about the Nine of Cups is it usually exceeds expectations. You might think you know what you're getting, but the reality is often even better. Let me pull the next card because I want to see what's supporting this wish fulfillment energy. The Four of Wands just came through, and Aries, I'm literally smiling right now because this card is all about celebration and stability. When the Four of Wands shows up, we're talking about reaching a milestone. We're talking about having something to celebrate. This could be an actual event like a party or a gathering. Or it could be more metaphorical, like reaching a goal you've been working toward. What's interesting about getting the Four of Wands right after the Nine of Cups is that we're seeing both the internal fulfillment and the external celebration. The Nine of Cups is your inner happiness, and the Four of Wands is that happiness being recognized and celebrated in the physical world. People are going to see your success. Your blessings aren't going to be hidden or quiet. There's a very public or visible component to what's coming for you. The Four of Wands traditionally represents things like home, relationships, partnerships, foundations being built. For some Aries watching this, I'm picking up that you might be moving or making changes to your living situation that feel really positive. For others, this could be about a relationship reaching a new level of commitment. And for some of you, this is about your work or business reaching a stable point where you can actually relax and enjoy what you've built. I'm getting this really warm, secure feeling from these cards together. Like the universe is wrapping you in a blanket and saying you're safe now, you can stop worrying, everything is working out. Aries, you're a sign that's always in motion, always pushing forward, and sometimes that means you don't stop to appreciate what you've already created. The Four of Wands is forcing you to pause and acknowledge how far you've come. There's also an element here of community and support. The Four of Wands often shows people coming together in harmony. I'm seeing that you might be surprised by how much support you have. People who believe in you, people who want to celebrate with you, people who are genuinely happy for your success. If you've been feeling alone in your journey, that's about to shift significantly. The number 4 in tarot represents stability and structure. The wands are the suit of action and passion and creativity. So, we're talking about your passionate endeavors finally having a solid foundation. Your creative projects having structure. Your dreams having a stable platform to launch from. This is huge because as an Aries you have no shortage of ideas and enthusiasm, but sometimes the follow-through or the structure can be challenging. The Four of Wands is saying that part is handled now. You've built something real. I also want to mention that the Four of Wands can indicate a time of peace after conflict. If you've been dealing with challenges or opposition or people who doubted you, this card suggests that's ending. You're moving into a period where things just flow more easily, where doors open instead of close, where people say yes instead of no. Okay, let me see what else is coming through for you because this energy is so positive. I want to capture all of it. The Eight of Swords just appeared, and I know what you're thinking. Aries, you're thinking, wait, that doesn't sound like a blessing card. But hear me out, because in this position this card is actually incredibly powerful for you. The Eight of Swords traditionally represents feeling trapped or restricted, but when it appears in a reading about incoming blessings, it's showing me that you're about to be released from whatever has been holding you back. Think about it like this. The figure in the Eight of Swords is blindfolded and surrounded by swords, but those swords aren't actually trapping them. The bindings are loose. They could walk away at any moment. The only thing keeping them stuck is their perception of being stuck. And Aries, what I'm seeing for you is that you're about to have this massive realization about limitations you thought were real but actually aren't. Maybe you've been telling yourself you can't do something because you don't have enough money or enough time or enough experience. Maybe you've been holding back because you're afraid of what people will think. Maybe you've convinced yourself that your dreams are too big or too unrealistic. The Eight of Swords in this reading is the universe saying all of those limitations are about to dissolve. They were never real to begin with. I'm getting such a strong message about mental liberation for you. Like you're going to have breakthrough after breakthrough in terms of how you see yourself and what you're capable of. Things that felt impossible last month are going to feel totally doable next month. Obstacles that seemed insurmountable are going to reveal themselves as paper tigers. You're about to experience so much more freedom than you currently believe is possible. For some of you, this might come through someone else pointing out opportunities you couldn't see. Like a friend or mentor saying, hey, have you considered this path? And you suddenly realize there's been a door open the whole time, you just weren't looking in that direction. For others, this might be more internal. Like waking up one day and just knowing that you can do the thing you've been afraid to try. The Eight of Swords is also about self-imposed restrictions, and I'm hearing very clearly that you've been way too hard on yourself. Aries, you've been your own biggest critic and your own biggest obstacle. But that pattern is breaking. You're stepping into a version of yourself that's more compassionate, more confident, more willing to take risks without the constant negative self-talk. What I love about seeing this card in a reading about blessings is that it confirms that the biggest gifts coming to you are actually internal shifts. Yes, you're going to see external abundance and manifestations, but the real transformation is in how you see yourself and what you believe you deserve. Once those internal blocks dissolve, there's literally nothing that can stop your manifestations from flowing in. I'm also picking up that some limiting beliefs you have around money or success specifically are about to be shattered. Maybe you grew up hearing that money doesn't grow on trees, or that you have to work yourself to death to be successful, or that people like you don't get to have nice things. Whatever those old stories are, they're on their way out. The universe is about to show you evidence that contradicts every limiting belief you've been carrying. Let me pull another card, because I want to see what specific area this liberation is going to impact most. The Six of Cups came through, and this is so interesting, Aries, because this card is all about the past, nostalgia, Childhood, innocence. In a reading about your future blessings, this is telling me that something from your past is actually part of your blessing. Now, this could mean a few different things, so let me break down what I'm seeing. For some of you, there might be a person from your past who comes back into your life and brings opportunity or support teach them. This could be an old friend, an ex-partner who you haven't finished business with, a former colleague, someone you knew in childhood. The Six of Cups suggests that this reconnection is going to be positive and potentially very beneficial for you. They might offer you a job or an opportunity, or they might just remind you of who you were before life got complicated. For others of you, this is more about reconnecting with a dream you had when you were younger. Maybe there was something you wanted to do or be when you were a kid, and you kind of forgot about it or decided it wasn't practical. The Six of Cups is saying that dream is relevant again. You might find yourself pulled back towards something you loved as a child and discovering that it's actually a viable path for you now in ways it wasn't before. I'm also seeing themes of healing around this card. The Six of Cups can indicate healing childhood wounds or releasing old pain. For Aries specifically, I'm getting that you might have some healing to do around feeling like you had to grow up too fast or take on too much responsibility too young. There's an invitation here to reclaim some innocence and playfulness. To let yourself be taken care of instead of always being the one who takes care of everything. The Cups suit is all about emotions and relationships, and the number 6 represents harmony and balance. So, we're talking about emotional harmony being restored, possibly through healing something old. This could be forgiving someone from your past, forgiving yourself for past mistakes, or simply releasing old resentments that have been weighing you down. What's beautiful about the Six of Cups in this reading is that it's suggesting your blessings aren't just about new things coming in. They're also about reclaiming and healing things from your past that you thought were lost or damaged beyond repair. Like the universe is saying, I'm not just bringing you new gifts. I'm also restoring what was taken from you or what you had to leave behind. I'm getting a very sweet, gentle energy from this card, which might feel unfamiliar to you as an Aries because you're usually so focused on forward movement and the future. But there's something really important for you in looking back with love and appreciation, in acknowledging the journey that brought you here, in recognizing that even the hard stuff shaped you into someone capable of receiving these blessings. Some of you might also literally receive a gift from someone, possibly something that has sentimental value or reminds you of happier times. Or you might give yourself permission to do something that makes you feel young and carefree again. Go to a place you loved as a kid, take up a hobby you enjoyed before adult responsibilities took over. Spend time with people who knew you before you built all these walls. Alright, let me pull the next card because I'm curious about the timeline and energy of how these blessings manifest out. The Hanged Man just showed up, and okay, Aries, I know this is another card that might make you nervous, but stay with me because in this context it's actually perfect. The Hanged Man is all about surrender, about letting go of control, about seeing things from a completely different perspective. And what I'm getting for you is that your blessings are going to come in when you stop trying to force them. You're an action-oriented sign. You like to make things happen. You like to be in control of your destiny. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But what the Hanged Man is saying is that there's a different kind of power in surrender, in trusting, in letting the universe surprise you instead of trying to micromanage every detail. I'm seeing that some of you have been pushing really hard to make something happen, and it's been exhausting. You've been trying to control outcomes and manipulate circumstances and force doors open. And the Hanged Man is appearing to say you can relax now. What's meant for you is already on its way, and your job is just to receive it, not to chase it down. This card often appears when we need to pause and see things differently, when our old approach isn't working and we need a perspective shift. For Aries, I'm getting that you might need to flip your understanding of how success comes. Maybe you've believed that you have to struggle and fight for everything. Maybe you've thought that if it's not hard, then it doesn't count. The Hanged Man is inviting you to consider that blessings can come easily, that you can receive without earning. That flow is more powerful than force. I'm also picking up themes of spiritual growth around this card. The Hanged Man is very much about the inner journey and developing faith. Some of you might be going through or about to go through a period of questioning your beliefs, examining your values, figuring out what really matters to you. And that internal work is actually what's going to open the floodgates for external abundance. What's interesting about the Hanged Man in Tarot is that even though the figure is suspended and appears sane, they're actually in a state of enlightenment. They're seeing reality from an upside-down perspective, which means they're seeing truths that people in normal positions can't see. So for you, Aries, this suggests that any period of waiting or pause you're experiencing right now isn't stagnation. It's preparation. It's you gaining wisdom and perspective that you're going to need when your blessings arrive. The Hanged Man can also indicate a sacrifice, but not in a negative way. More like releasing something that no longer serves you in order to receive something better. Maybe you're letting go of a relationship that was holding you back, or a job that was draining you, or a belief system that was limiting you. That letting go is creating space for your blessings to enter. I want to be really clear about something though. The Hanged Man isn't saying you should be passive or give up on your dreams. It's saying there's a difference between inspired action and desperate forcing. It's saying you can trust the timing. It's saying that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is wait, with faith instead of acting from fear. Let me pull another card to see what comes. After this period of surrender and perspective shift, the Page of Cups just appeared, and I'm loving this energy, Aries, because pages are all about messages and new beginnings and fresh energy. The Page of Cups specifically brings news related to emotions, relationships, creativity, intuition. This card is like a messenger arriving with something that makes your heart happy. What I'm seeing for you is that you're going to receive some kind of communication or information that opens up a new opportunity for you. This could be a literal message, an email, a phone call, a conversation. Or it could be more intuitive, like a sudden knowing or an idea that drops into your awareness. The Page of Cups is youthful and enthusiastic and optimistic, so whatever news or opportunity comes through, it's going to feel exciting and fresh. For some Aries watching this, I'm picking up romantic energy around the Page of Cups. This could be news about a relationship, a confession of feelings, someone expressing interest in you. If you're in a relationship, this might be your partner surprising you with something sweet, or you two entering a new phase that feels more playful and romantic. If you're single, this could be meeting someone new who approaches you with genuine interest. But the Page of Cups isn't only about romance. It's also about creative opportunities. Maybe you'll get offered a project that lets you express yourself artistically. Maybe you'll discover a new creative outlet that brings you joy. Maybe you'll be invited to participate in something that feeds your soul. The Cups suit is all about following what feels good emotionally, so this is about opportunities that light you up inside. I'm also getting strong intuitive vibes from this card. The Page of Cups can indicate your psychic abilities or intuitive hits becoming stronger. You might start noticing synchronicities, having vivid dreams that give you guidance, getting gut feelings that turn out to be accurate. Your connection to your inner wisdom is strengthening, and that's going to help you navigate your blessings when they arrive. What I love about the Page of Cups following the Hanged Man is that it's showing the reward for your surrender. When you stop forcing and controlling, when you open up to new perspectives, that's when the magical messages and opportunities can find you. The Page of Cups is the universe's way of confirming that you're on the right path and good things are flowing toward you. Pages in tarot can also represent a younger person who brings something positive into your life. This could be someone literally younger than you who inspires you or teaches you something. Or it could be you embodying more youthful energy yourself, approaching life with more curiosity and wonder and less cynicism. The energy of this card feels very much like the universe is saying, I have a gift for you and you're going to love it. There's an element of pleasant surprise. With the Page of Cups, you might not see this coming, or you might have stopped expecting it, and then suddenly there it is, making you smile. Let me pull another card because I want to see how you can best work with this incoming energy. The Two of Swords appeared, and Aries, this is about decision making and finding balance. After all these blessings and messages and opportunities start flowing in, you're going to need to make some choices. The Two of Swords represents that moment when you have options in front of you and you need to decide which path to take. Now, here's what's important about this card in your reading. The Two of Swords often gets interpreted as avoidance or indecision, but I'm not getting that energy for you. Instead, I'm seeing this as you having multiple good options and needing to trust yourself to choose. You might be presented with more than one opportunity, and both or all of them look appealing. How do you decide? The figure in the Two of Swords is blindfolded, which represents going inward for answers rather than looking for external validation. When your blessings show up and you have decisions to make, other people are going to have opinions. Everyone is going to tell you what they think you should do. The Two of Swords is saying tune all that out and listen to your own inner knowing. Your intuition is more reliable than anyone else's advice. I'm also seeing themes of balance and equilibrium with this card. The Two of Swords is about finding the middle path between extremes. As an Aries, you can sometimes be all or nothing in your approach. You go full force, or you don't go at all. This card is inviting you to consider that sometimes the answer is both and rather than either or. You don't have to choose between security and passion. You don't have to pick between what's practical and what feels good. There might be a way to honor both. The sword suit is all about thoughts and logic and mental clarity. So when you're making decisions about these incoming blessings, you want to engage your mind but not get stuck in overthinking. Use your logic to assess the practical aspects of your options, but don't let analysis paralysis stop you from moving forward. Sometimes you have to make a choice before you have all the information. And trust that you'll figure it out as you go. What I'm picking up specifically for Aries with the Two of Swords is that you might need to make a decision that involves setting a boundary or saying no to something in order to say yes to something else. You might have to choose between an opportunity that looks good on paper versus one that feels right in your gut. You might need to decide whether to take a risk or play it safe. The Two of Swords is saying there's no wrong answer here, just different paths. And whichever one you choose will lead somewhere good because you're in a blessed cycle right now. I also want to point out that the Two of Swords can indicate a temporary pause or stalemate. You might feel like you're in limbo for a moment while you're weighing your options. That's okay. Give yourself permission to sit with uncertainty for a bit. You don't have to rush into a decision just because opportunities are presenting themselves. In fact, taking a moment to really tune in and check what feels right could save you from choosing something that looks good but isn't aligned with your deeper path. Let me see what comes after this decision point because I'm curious about the outcome. The Four of Swords just came through. And this is so perfect, Aries, because it's about rest and recovery and integration. After all this activity, after all these blessings flowing in, after making important decisions, you're going to need to rest. And this isn't optional. The Four of Swords is basically the universe telling you that rest is part of the process, not a break from the process. You're a sign that's always on the go. You pride yourself on your energy and drive. But what I'm seeing is that in order to fully receive and integrate these blessings, you need periods of stillness. You need to create space to process everything that's happening. You need to let your nervous system catch up with all the good changes. The Four of Swords often appears after a period of stress or struggle as an invitation to recover. For you, Aries, I'm seeing this as you've been in survival mode or hustle mode for so long that even when good things start happening, you don't know how to relax into them. You keep waiting for the other shoe to drop or looking for the next battle to fight. The Four of Swords is saying it's safe to rest now. You don't need to be on high alert anymore. I'm also getting that some of you might literally need physical rest. Your body might be telling you to slow down. You might be exhausted in ways you haven't fully acknowledged. The blessings coming to you include the blessing of being able to rest without guilt, to take time off without feeling like you're falling behind, to prioritize your well-being without justifying it to anyone. The Four of Swords is set in a church or sanctuary, which represents sacred space. This card is inviting you to create sacred space in your life for stillness and contemplation. Maybe that's meditation, maybe that's time in nature, maybe that's just laying on your couch doing absolutely nothing. Whatever helps you disconnect from the constant doing and just be for a while. What's important about the Four of Swords in this position is that it's showing rest as a strategic move, not a weakness. When you rest, you're actually becoming more effective. You're allowing insights to bubble up. You're letting your subconscious process information. You're recharging so that when you do take action, it's powerful and aligned rather than scattered and desperate. For some of you, the Four of Swords might indicate taking an actual retreat or vacation, getting away from your usual environment to gain perspective, spending time somewhere peaceful where you can think clearly. This doesn't have to be expensive or elaborate. Even a day trip to somewhere quiet could give you the reset you need. I'm also picking up that the Four of Swords is about mental rest specifically. Your mind has been working overtime. You've been processing a lot, worrying about a lot, trying to figure everything out. This card is permission to let your mind rest. You don't have to have everything figured out right now. You don't have to know the next 10 steps. You can just be present with where you are. All right, let me pull the next card, because we're getting close to completing this reading, and I want to see what else is important for you to know. The Empress just came through, and Aries. This card is everything. The Empress is the ultimate card of abundance, fertility, creation, nurturing, receiving. When the Empress appears, we're talking about things manifesting in the physical realm. We're talking about ideas becoming reality. We're talking about prosperity in all forms. The Empress is Mother Earth energy. She's about natural abundance and things flowing easily. She doesn't force or push or struggle. She simply creates and receives, and everything flourishes in her presence. And that's the energy that's available to you right now, Aries. You're moving into a phase where things can grow naturally without you having to control every detail. For some of you, the Empress literally indicates pregnancy or birth, either your own or someone close to you. But even if that's not relevant, we're still talking about birth in a metaphorical sense. Birth of a new project, birth of a new version of yourself, birth of a new level of abundance. Something is being born through you or for you, and it's going to be beautiful. The Empress is also about creativity and artistic expression. If you've been wanting to create something, whether that's art or music or writing or a business or anything else, this is your green light. The Empress energy supports all forms of creation, and her presence in your reading suggests that what you create now is going to be well received and successful. I'm seeing themes of self-care and self-love around the Empress too. This card often appears when we need to nurture ourselves the way we nurture others. Aries, you give a lot of energy outward. You fight for people, you lead, you initiate, you make things happen. But when was the last time you really took care of yourself? When did you last do something just because it felt good? The Empress is inviting you to prioritize your own pleasure and comfort and well-being. The Empress is also connected to material abundance and financial prosperity. This card appearing in a reading about blessings suggests that money is flowing to you more easily. You might receive unexpected income, get a raise, land a lucrative opportunity, or simply find that your relationship with money becomes more relaxed and abundant. The Empress knows that the universe is abundant and there's more than enough for everyone. What I love about the Empress for you, Aries, is that she represents divine feminine energy, which balances out your divine masculine energy beautifully. You have all this initiating yang energy, and the Empress is bringing in receptive yin energy. This balance is what's going to allow you to both create and receive, to both give and accept, to both lead and be supported. The Empress in Tarot is also associated with Venus and with beauty and pleasure. Your life is about to get more beautiful, Aries, more pleasurable, more sensual, more connected to nature and the physical world. You might find yourself drawn to beautiful things, wanting to make your environment more aesthetically pleasing, investing in quality over quantity. For those of you in relationships, the Empress can indicate your relationship entering a very abundant and fertile phase. For those who are single, this could be meeting someone who embodies these nurturing, abundant qualities, or you becoming more magnetic by embodying the Empress energy yourself. Let me pull one more card to bring this all together and show you the ultimate outcome of all these energies. The King of Wands came through as the final card, and Aries, this is your energy. This is you step fully into your power. The King of Wands is the ultimate fire sign king. He's confident, charismatic, visionary, bold, inspiring. He knows what he wants and he goes after it, but he does it from a place of mastery, not desperation. What I'm seeing with the King of Wands appearing at the end of this reading is that all of these blessings, all of this abundance, all of these opportunities, they're leading you toward fully embodying your power. You're not just receiving good things randomly. You're becoming the person who naturally attracts and creates good things because of who you are. The King of Wands has achieved mastery in his domain. He's done the work, learned the lessons, developed his skills. For you, this suggests that you're moving into a phase where you're recognized as an authority or expert in your field. People are going to look to you for leadership and guidance. Your opinions are going to matter. Your voice is going to have weight. I'm also seeing entrepreneurial energy around the King of Wands. For those of you who want to work for yourself or build something of your own, this card is a huge yes from the universe. The King of Wands is a natural entrepreneur. He sees opportunities, takes calculated risks, and builds empires. That energy is available to you and supported by all the other cards in this reading. The Wand suit is about passion and purpose and taking action. The King represents mastery and leadership. So, we're talking about you taking passionate, inspired action from a place of confidence and authority. You're not second-guessing yourself anymore. You're not asking for permission. You're simply stepping into what you know you're meant to do, and the universe is backing you up. What I love about the King of Wands as your outcome card is that he shows you not just receiving blessings but becoming a blessing. He's someone who inspires others, who creates opportunities not just for himself but for his whole community. You're being called to step into that level of leadership and influence. The King of Wands is also magnetic and charismatic. People are naturally drawn to him. They want to be around his energy. They trust his vision. For you, Aries, this suggests that your social capital is about to increase significantly. You're going to find yourself connecting with influential people, being invited to important circles, having access to resources and networks that weren't available before. I'm getting that this King energy isn't something you have to strain to embody. It's actually your natural state when you're not blocked by fear or limitation or self-doubt. All of these cards in this reading, all of these blessings and messages and opportunities, they're clearing the path for you to just be who you really are. The King of Wands is you, unblocked, unlimited, fully expressed. So Aries, let me bring this all together for you because this has been such a powerful reading. What I'm seeing is that you're entering a cycle of unprecedented abundance and blessing. The Nine of Cups is showing your wishes coming true. The Four of Wands is showing celebration and stability. The Eight of Swords is showing limitation and restriction dissolving. The Six of Cups is showing healing from the past and reconnection with joy. The Hanged Man is showing the power of surrender and new perspective. The Page of Cups is showing beautiful messages and opportunities arriving. The Two of Swords is showing you making aligned decisions from your inner knowing. The Four of Swords is showing the importance of rest and integration. The Empress is showing natural abundance and creation flowing through you. And the King of Wands is showing you stepping fully into your power and authority. This isn't just about receiving random blessings. This is about a complete transformation in how you relate to abundance and success and your own worthiness. The universe has been preparing you for this, and now you're ready to receive it all. One thing I want you to remember as these blessings flow in is that you don't have to earn them or justify them or prove you deserve them. They're yours simply because you exist and you're a child of the universe. Your job is just to stay open, follow your intuition, take inspired action when you feel called to, rest when you need to, and trust the process completely. I'm getting such strong energy that the next few months are going to be really significant for you. Things are going to move faster than you expect in the best possible way. Doors are going to open that you didn't even know existed. People are going to show up with exactly what you need exactly when you need it. And through it all, you're going to realize that you were always meant to live this abundantly. You were just clearing out the old patterns and beliefs that were blocking it. For those of you watching this who have been struggling or doubting or feeling like you're never going to break through, I want you to know that this reading is confirmation that your breakthrough is here. It's happening now. You just need to let it in. Thank you for being here with me for this reading. I would love to know if this resonated with you or if you're already seeing signs of these blessings manifesting. Drop a comment and let me know. And if you felt like this reading found you at exactly the right time, that's not an accident. The universe works through all of us, and these messages always find who they're meant for. Sending you so much love and abundance, Aries. You've got this.